In this tutorial, I'll show you how you can use these effects to create cool text animations. So let's get started. First, add your text. You can type anything you want. Now go to your effects panel and add count up and down. Set a keyframe. Increase the value. I'll go with 200 for this example. Once you play it back, it should look something like this. Next, let's move on to the text progress effect. Add text progress effect. In the effect controls, you'll see two options, start and end. We'll use end for the animation. Add 2 keyframes. The last keyframe value should be 100 and the first keyframe value should be 0. You can also add a cursor of your choice. There's even an option for a blinking cursor, but I personally don't recommend it. Now let's check out another cool effect, the text randomizer. Once you add it, you'll see a bunch of options appear. Start by adding keyframes in the Start section. Now, if you increase the amount value, you'll notice your numbers start turning into alphabets. If you increase the evolution value, it'll just give you completely random alphabets. As for the seed, it basically turns those alphabets back into numbers. You can also choose your character set. I'll go with uppercase letters for this one, and since I don't want the seed to affect my animation, I'll just decrease its value to 0. Once you play it, it should look something like this. Next, we have the text spacing effect. This one's pretty simple but really useful. If you increase the value of letter spacing, you'll see it creates space between each letter. And if you increase the line spacing value, it creates space between the lines of your text. This one's the easiest of all. You don't have to add any text or keyframes for it. Just apply the timecode effect, and your animation is instantly ready. It automatically generates a running timer that updates as your video plays. And finally, we have the text transform effect. Once you add it, you'll see a lot of options appear. First, go to the Range section and add keyframes in the Start property. At first, you won't see anything happen, and that's because the alpha value is still at 0. So increase the alpha to 1.000, and now you'll start to see the animation. You can choose any component you like. I'll go with letter. Now, if you increase the X value, you'll see how your letters move sideways. You can create a different kind of motion by increasing the Y value too. If you increase the angle value, you can see what happens. I don't want that for this animation, so I'll keep it at 0. You can also experiment with scale and stretch to see how they affect the shape of your letters. Now scroll down to Visual Attributes. Here you can adjust the color. Next, we have interpolation and easing. These control how smooth your animation starts and ends. You can try ease in and out depending on the look you want. Then under Shape, you can select from options like Square, Smooth, or Triangle. Each one changes how the animation flows across your text. And lastly, there's Random Order. If you turn that on, your animation will affect letters in a random sequence instead of the usual left-to-right motion.